Buy one, get one free. You've seen this deal everywhere, from big retail stores to the fastest growing brands on Shopify. In e-com, it's called BOGO, and most people think it's just a way to give stuff away. They're wrong. If you do it right, it's one of the fastest ways to increase your average order value, but if you do it wrong, you bleed money on every order. Today, I'm breaking down 5 BOGO structures from real stores, what works, what doesn't, and how you can use them to make more from your own Shopify store. If you're not just chasing traffic but profit, hit subscribe. I break down Shopify strategies and real store examples every week. Most stores run discounts and wonder why their AOV doesn't move. The problem isn't the discount, it's how it's framed. A plain 50% off on its own usually doesn't move behavior, but buy one, get one free does, even when the math is the same. Let's look at how Aoki Matcha does this. This is the simplest version you can run. Just a straight buy one, get one free. No upsells, no extra options. You either take it or you don't. And the reason this works is simple. It removes almost all thinking. Instead of asking, is this worth it? People just see it and think, okay, I'm getting 2, why not? Now, here's the interesting part. On paper, this is just a 50% discount. If one costs 40 euro and you get 2 for 40, that's 20 euro per unit. But if you showed that as a plain buy 2 get 50% off, it wouldn't hit the same. Because buy one, get one free feels like you're getting something extra, not just saving money. Same numbers, but completely different behavior. And there's another layer to this, shipping. It usually costs almost the same to ship 2 units as it does 1. So instead of sending 1, you just put 2 in the same box, which means that free item isn't really as expensive as it looks. So you're not just changing the offer, you're making the numbers work in your favor. Now, one important thing, this only works when buying more actually makes sense. For something consumable like matcha, it works. You'll use it anyway, so getting 2 feels normal. But if this was something you only need once, that same offer would feel forced. And that's where most stores mess it up. They copy the offer but ignore the product. So instead of forcing the same offer everywhere, here's a version that fits better. In that first example, the brand just gives the second product away. But that's not always ideal. Sometimes your margins just can't handle a straight 50% hit. So this store takes a different approach. They keep a simple buy one option, so nothing feels forced. If someone just wants one, they can take it, but right below that, they introduce a ladder. Buy one, get the second 50% off. And if you go further, buy 2, get 1 free. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not all 50% off works the same. 50% off your whole order feels like a discount. It makes the product feel cheaper, but 50% off the second one is different. You're still paying full price for the first one, so the product keeps its value and the second one feels like a reward for buying more. Same idea, completely different feeling. And there's another layer to this. Technically, buy one, get the second 50% off is the same as saying buy 2, get 25% off. But 25% off feels like just another discount, while get the second one 50% off feels like a deal you're unlocking. Now look at the numbers. Let's say this product is $50. Normally one order is $50, but with this offer, the second unit brings the total to $75. So just by structuring the offer differently, you move people from $50 to $75. That's a real AOV increase. And there's a reason this works for this type of product. Buying more actually makes sense. You might want one for home, one for travel, or give one as a gift. So the offer isn't random, it's justified. And that's the difference. With a straight BOGO, you rely mostly on the deal. Here, you combine the deal with a real reason to upgrade. So you're not just increasing AOV, you're making the higher order feel like the smart choice. Up until now, we've looked at how framing a single offer can change the math, but this next store takes it even further. Now it's not just one upgrade, it's a full ladder. Buy one, get one free. Buy 2, get 2, buy 3, get 3. And on top of that, you can subscribe and save even more. This changes the game. Look at how it's structured. They highlight the middle option, not the cheapest, not the biggest. Because most people don't want to think. They just go with what feels like the safe choice. Normally, too many options would overwhelm people. But here it works because everything is clearly structured and one option is pushed as the default. So instead of buying one, people jump straight to 2 or 3. Now let's look at the numbers. If one unit is $30, normally your AOV is 30. But with this ladder, if someone buys 2, they spend around 60. If they buy 3, they spend around $90. You're not increasing how many people buy, you're increasing how much they spend. And here's the important part. Your ad cost to get that customer stays the same, whether they spend $30 or $90. So now you're making 2 or 3 times more revenue per customer without paying more to acquire them. That's how you scale. But this only works for certain types of products. You can't just apply this to everything. For something like the previous example, this kind of ladder would feel like too much. Here it works because buying more actually makes sense. It feels like stocking up, not overbuying. Now notice the framing again. They could have shown this as buy 4, get 50% off, same math. But buy 2, get 2 free hits harder. It feels like you're gaining products, not just saving money. And finally, look at the layout. The cheapest option is still there, but it's not attractive. No badge, no highlight. All the attention goes to the bigger bundles. So you're not just offering choices, you're steering the decision toward the highest possible AOV. But there's an even simpler way to push AOV higher. Instead of guiding people through options, you remove the decision almost completely. Let's look at how the store does it. Instead of buy 1, get 1 free or 50% off, they go with something simpler. Get the second one for $5. And that changes how the whole offer feels. There's no math to figure out, no percentages to process. You just see it and think, $5 more? Why not? Now, here's how they actually make the math work without going bankrupt. They aren't just giving a deal, they're using price anchoring. If you sell one bodysuit for $25, people might hesitate. But if you anchor the price of a single unit at $40 and then offer the second one for just $5, the psychology shifts. The customer isn't doing math anymore, it just feels like a no-brainer. Now, total price is $45. Even if your COGS is $10 per unit, you just turned a $15 profit into a $25 profit. You've nearly doubled your net gain per order just by changing how you frame the price. This isn't just a discount, it's a high-level AOV play that prints money because your customer acquisition cost is already paid by that first item. And that's the rule. If the add-on price feels like a decision, you've already lost them. It only works when the answer feels obvious. And when it does, most of that extra money goes straight to profit without increasing your ad costs. Now, what happens when you don't just optimize one offer, but the entire product line? Because this is where things really start to change. It's no longer only about giving more of the same product. It's about increasing the perceived value of the offer. Look at this matcha store. They're already pushing you to buy more. 1 pack, 2 packs, 4 packs. But on top of that, they start adding extras. A tumbler, sachets, a shaker. And that's what changes how the whole bundle feels. Now here's the interesting part. The extra matcha increases the order size, but the bonuses are what justify it. Because if they only gave you more matcha, it would just feel like a bigger purchase. But once you add those extras, it starts to feel like you're getting more value for your money. And most people won't sit there calculating the exact value of each item. They just look at it and think, this looks like a lot. And that's the key. These extras usually cost very little to source, but they make the bundle feel much more valuable. So instead of lowering the price, you increase what the customer gets. And that lets you push higher quantities while still making the offer feel better. This works especially well for products like this, things that come with a routine, a setup, or a lifestyle around them. Because now you're not just selling more product. You're making the bigger option feel like the obvious choice. So if you want to copy this, don't discount your main product. Add low-cost extras that increase perceived value, things that are cheap for you but make the offer feel like a complete package. So it's not about giving bigger discounts, it's about building better offers. Once you understand this, you stop guessing and start controlling your AOV. If you want to implement these on your store, you can do it directly inside Kaching bundles. And in the next video, I'll walk you through it step by step.